Really one of the finest products to ever appear in the Colt line is, of course, the Gold Cup. It was the standard when it came to competition pistols for decades. But Colt, whole new look, and a whole new look at things, and you guys have made some changes to the Gold Cup.
This stainless steel Gold Cup is premier. It's the top of the line. How can we make it better? Some of the features that we've done is we put a fiber optic front sight on. It's a true Novak cut, so there's plenty of opportunities for people to change out whatever they want. It's a true adjustable rear target sight. We're running National Match barrel in 9mm and 45, and the 9mm barrel is the full profile like a 45. It's not the pencil barrel. And we're using the dual recoil spring system that we developed for the Marines in their pistol. But some of the real advantages of this gun that I get real excited about, we have a high grip safety. We've undercut the trigger guard, but we've also checkered the front strap 25 lines per inch. We've checkered the mainspring housing 25 lines per inch, and we've also installed a magazine funnel to aid in reloading.
And I mean, all the American Gunner products are at a real affordable price. So, you know, if you're going to go out and shoot some pumpkins or something like that, why shoot them with an FMJ when you can shoot them with an XTP? They come apart nicely, you know?
Right, and that price point, that's a great aspect of the American Gunner line. This is kind of an all-round bullet that just about anyone could afford to shoot and shoot in high volumes. But does the consumer lose any quality given that lower price point?
Absolutely not. All brass cases and you know, real high quality bullets, the XTPs that you can buy to load yourself or that you can find in some of the other ammo lines, all premium products essentially, but at a highly affordable price. And then on the rifle line, we've got essentially match quality bullets that you could shoot in your 223, 308, 68, or 300 Whisper.
One of the reasons we came out here was to test your new rifle. It's Ruger 7.62. Can you walk us through this gun and just tell us a little bit about it? Tell us what it is.
Sure. For one thing, even though it is a 308, it's not going to beat you up because we have a two-stage piston system that gas impinges on a small surface, starts the piston moving, and then as it opens up, more gas hits it and it does the whole job and ejects and loads. But it doesn't have that sharp impulse. So I think you're going to be surprised actually, I think, when you shoot this, that it's not going to be beating you up like some ARs in 308 are.
Now, a few of the guys have shot some of these, dry fired. They say the trigger feels a little bit heavy. What do you say to that?
Well, it's a combat gun. This is not a target gun. It'll shoot right up there with a lot of guns, but it's a combat gun. It will take any of the aftermarket triggers, so if you want to drop an AR trigger in there designed for competition shooting, go ahead and do it. But it's a combat gun, probably running around 7 pounds, give or take a little bit. You know, try it out. If you don't like it, you can drop something else in it.
Okay.
Israeli military forces have a very unique way of deploying a semi-automatic handgun. They don't carry it with a round in the chamber. They carry it in such a way that when the gun's deployed, when it's put on target, they're charging the first round into the gun by manipulating the slide as they draw the gun.
I bring it up here, I catch it right here to my chin, then I drive the pistol forward and not the holding hand, so it will look like this. And then I align it and add the second hand. My knees are bent, my body is straight. And from here, I go forward, because then my shooting will be accurate, because I'm going to my eyesight.
In the aftermath of the Second World War, a large number of World War II era firearms were here in the Grand Duchy of Luxembourg, including a large number of MP44 Sturmgewehre, like this one. They were used initially by the National Police Force, and then ultimately, most of them made their way to the museum, many of them on display upstairs in the museum exhibits, but then a nice selection of them, a little over 100 of them, here in the downstairs non-public reserve collection. And no matter how much of a jaded gun collector you are, to walk into a room where you see over 100 MP44s, that's a pretty impressive sight. These weapons are just vestiges of what happened here during the Second World War.
Want to know what's happening at American Rifleman? Follow us on Twitter and like us on Facebook. We'll be right back. I don't know if you noticed, but this show's only a half hour long, so we have to leave a lot of great content on the cutting room floor, but not this week.
It was at this spot, at this bend of the Our River, at Stolzenburg, Luxembourg, that on September 11th, 1944, something of actually momentous quality happened. Just about 3 months before this happened, Allied forces had landed in Normandy. Those Allied forces had then fought a vicious battle to break out from the Normandy beachhead. Forces of General George Patton's Third Army then swept from Brittany to the Moselle River. Everything came to a grinding halt as the weather began to turn. But then, Allied forces moved into and liberated the Grand Duchy of Luxembourg for the first time during the opening weeks of September, bringing these men up to the Our River, which at that time, at the beginning of September 1944, represented the free world on this side and the enslaved world of Nazi Germany on that side.
This is a really, what could be a gorgeous Winchester 92, but it has been used to test .44-40 ammunition for a long time. I've got Russell Dern with me. Russell, you're a gunsmith here, and this gun sticks out to you and me both because it's got some things going on with it.
Yes, it's the cartridge and the model makes it rare, and it's also a takedown, which makes it a little bit rarer even. And the firearm was received in 314 in 1930.
So this gun has been used to test ammunition since 1930.
That is correct.
While Fabrique Nationale is principally an arms maker, they have military and law enforcement customers around the world that needed a solution that was less lethal. Sometimes you don't want to put a bullet in someone, but you want to change their behavior, and thus this product.
Yes, the FN303 and the FN303P are launchers that are designed to fire this projectile, which is designed to cause pain, and it does do that very well. On impact, the projectile feels like a really hard punch. The projectile is designed so it will break up on impact rather than penetrate into the body. Having inflicted the pain, it can also have a secondary effect with liquid in the back cargo space. This particular one is a marking round. It will leave a visible paint mark on the guy's clothing so you can arrest people after an event.
So Shane, what you've done is to develop the world's most ballistically efficient paintball.
Yes, it has been described as a paintball on steroids.
Well, let's give it a shot.
Let's go.
So also on the line for the Master Series, in addition to wood, we've offered a Master Series featuring G10 materials, various colors as well, gray and black, also gray and black to fit a bobtail frame, round heel frame. We have a green model as well as a standard black grip.
Right, and the texturing on here is quite a bit more aggressive than on some of the other models you have. It's definitely provides really good purchase.
Yeah, absolutely. That's one of the advantages with G10.
We're looking at the Bodyguard 380, the M&P Bodyguard 380 with integrated laser. We also have a version without a laser, but it's been a very popular model for us because it has a built-in Crimson Trace red laser. It's a very small frame gun, very thin. Standard operating controls that you would be familiar with a thumb safety, slide stop, and a simple takedown lever to clean it. Comes with 2 magazines and mag release. It's hammer fired with a double action only trigger. So if you need to stroke through, it has second strike capability as well.
All right, great.
Can you go through the gun real quick for NRA members and viewers that may not know what the SR45 is? Can you tell us about its key features in a nutshell?
I sure can. I have one here. We both do. We've been shooting these today at the Gun Sight Academy. So I'll show you a little bit here about mine. First off, this is a striker-fired gun. So it's going to have a little bit of a lighter striker-type trigger. It's ambidextrous. You've got left hand and right hand magazine release, as well as safeties, external manual safety on both sides. Fairly ergonomic polymer grip that helps to reduce the weight. And in the back here, we've added this palm swell. This is a reversible back strap. You can take that out if you prefer a flatter arrangement, or if you want a palm swell. This is rubberized. It gives you a really nice, good grip and some cushion. We also have in this gun our 3-dot adjustable sights, and we have a tactile loaded chamber indicator. When you have a loaded chamber, that thing pops up, and if you're doing a chamber check or something at night or in the dark, you can feel that without having to open it up and take a look.
Right.
This gun also has a tactical rail, accessory rail, for mounting, other types of accessories.
When we think of the guns of the Pacific, we typically think of the M1 Garand rifle, the M1 carbine, the 1911 pistol, or the BAR. We don't often think of the 40 millimeter and 20 millimeter weapons that armed ships like this, the USS Kidd. These guns were not just used to provide effective anti-aircraft defense, but they could also be used to direct accurate gunfire at targets ashore. In addition to the ship's 5.5-inch guns, its 20 millimeter and its 40 millimeter deck armament, the USS Kidd also has a small arms locker, inside of which are rifles and pistols. And these firearms could be used to arm a landing party, or in the case of the rifles, they could be used to snipe anti-ship mines. The main battery on the Fletcher-class destroyers like the USS Kidd were 5.5-inch 38 caliber guns, and the guns on the Kidd delivered fire against targets ashore on Guam during the summer of 1944. Tim here has a 5-inch piece of brass, and he's going to load it into the breech of this 5-inch gun. Boom. Love it.